Yo. I'm on my own this week, and that means that there are no rules. And speaking of no rules, we're going to talk about something very confusing to a lot of people, patterns, or reusable blocks as they used to be called. WordPress offers a feature called patterns, but it used to be called reusable blocks. And this is a feature of the block editor that allows us to create a block on one page and use it again on another page. So if we design a testimonial pattern, we can use it on our homepage, and we could also use it on our purchase page. And when we update it in one location, it will update in both locations. Let me show you how to use these. It's very useful for a LifterLMS site because you might want to have the same content in multiple lessons, but you want it to update. If you were to update one of your content blocks, you want it to update globally across your website. And this is exactly how you would do that in the WordPress editor. Let's talk about a simpler example, and then we'll talk about the more complex example of doing this within a lesson. So the simple way to use patterns is when you're editing a page in the WordPress block editor, such as my page here, I might create a testimonial block by hand that I want to duplicate in a few places. So let me go into my little block layout here, and right below my hero area, let's design a testimonial block. So what I might include in a testimonial block would be a few columns, maybe 3 columns, with 3 people who've said nice things about my product. So I'm going to grab an image from the media library, and from here, we're going to select a few testimonials. This person left me a testimonial. I wonder if I can crop this into a circle. I'm pretty sure I can. Can I do a circle? I guess I could do a square. I could do a square, and then I can do the corner rounding feature. So I've got my square, and then under styling, I've got my border radius of 100, maybe 200, and now I have a circle. Let's duplicate this, put it in column 2, and duplicate it and put it in column 3. Replace each of my photos with a different client. This is another client. Boop. Let's crop this so it doesn't look like that. Square. Perfect. Apply. There we go. Better. Replace. His head is cut off, but that's okay. Let's do this guy. Select. Let's do the crop again. We're going to do the aspect ratio to make it a square. Center it right there and apply. There we go. So we have our 3 client testimonials, and then under each we will put a paragraph. You'll probably want testimonials that are more robust than this. Janet. How do I make it so it's not Janet? Okay, so let's remove our list item here. Let's put a little border around our column 2 pixel. This is not what our tutorial is about, but we definitely need something that we would want to reuse. I loved the course. And then let's duplicate this, bring it down here. Let's duplicate this one. Well, we'll just duplicate this. Paragraph, duplicate. So this is Robert. And Robert says, funny and fun. Okay, then on our column, I'm going to put the same styling. We're going to do a 2 pixel with a 10 radius with a little bit of padding, top and bottom. And that looks good, just the way that it was. Okay, we'll do the same thing on our last testimonial. because you see how much work we're doing to make this come together. Redoing this work multiple times is going to be very annoying. So that's where the reusable patterns feature is going to be really nice for us. This is Tony. And Tony's feedback would take. Okay. So now that we have our testimonial blocks formatted, let's make sure they look good on the front end of our website, and then we can go from there. Save. View the page. I bet they'll be squished. No, they don't look squished at all. They look okay. Now, I'd recommend spending more time on this, but let's imagine that we're happy with the testimonial block and we want to put the same testimonial block on our purchase page. We can do that by turning this block into a pattern. So you see we have a column layout with 3 columns within it. I'm going to select the overarching column block. I'm going to click the 3 dots, and then we're going to create a pattern. This pattern is going to be called testimonials. Emily's testimonials. So you have a few options. You can do it as a synced pattern or a non-synced pattern. You can check that box there or uncheck it. What happens if it's a synced pattern is that if you update it in one location, it will update across your website. So if we get a really good testimonial and we decide to remove Robert's testimonial and put someone else in the place, anywhere on the website that this block is, it will update dynamically if we do a synced pattern. If we do a non-synced pattern, it won't update. We'll just kind of have it as a block that we can insert, or a pattern that we can insert. So now that we have our block saved or our pattern saved, let's go to the purchase page, LifterLMS checkout. Let's view what it looks like on a course right now. It probably looks a little bit devoid of pictures. It's probably just kind of a plain looking checkout page. I need to find a course that has a paid checkout, $500. So this is what our checkout page looks like now, a little bit devoid of life. And so what we're going to do is edit our purchase page under pages. We're going to edit this and insert our testimonial block. So if I go to the plus icon at the upper left corner, patterns, I'll see my patterns is an option. And then Emily's testimonials, which we just created, is an option that can be inserted. So instead of having to reformat that whole thing a second time, I can just insert what I created, and then it will appear on my checkout page. And the cool thing about this is that if we update somebody, so for example, if we're editing our page, let's close this out. We can edit the original testimonial block that we created. We can change it to say fun and funny. Save. And then this will update even on our homepage. So let's give it a moment to save. And then if I reload, we'll see that that change should apply here too. It should apply. Did it not? Let me go back. Make sure I save this. Since it's a synced pattern, it should save on all my pages. I don't know. Oh, did I not save this page? Let's troubleshoot on the fly. I'm in here. Oh no, it didn't save my pattern. Emily's testimonials. Let's add that and update my WordPress page. This should save, and it should say Emily's testimonials as a block. It's a cool way that you can create your own complex blocks, but let's make sure that it saves. Yeah, see now Emily's testimonials is saving. Then if I come to the purchase page, oops, I might have 2 blocks under my patterns now. My patterns, I'm gonna reload this. I guess it didn't save that the homepage had that block. Probably didn't click update. Patterns. my patterns. So now we have 2 testimonial blocks. Let me put that one on here and then drop off my original Emily's testimonials from the top here. We have our enhanced one, and then funny and fun. Let's save this. Then if we were to update it right here, this should work. Boop, boop. There we go. So you do need to save when you create a block on a page, you create a pattern. You will want to save that, but once it's saved, you should be good to go. So when you update it in one place, it'll update in multiple places. Now, for LifterLMS users, where this is going to be very useful is when you are cloning your courses. I know a lot of people ask, how can I do sort of a parent course, child course setup, where if I clone my course here, or I do a cohort, there might be an update to the content, and I don't want to go into all 10 of my clones, all 10 of my copies, and update the content. So what we would do on our parent course here, let's do the saving strategy one as an example. So if I were to go into the lesson with quiz and edit that, let me see what content we have. We don't have any content. This is the content for lesson with quiz. We can put an image in as well. We will use a pattern for this entire page. And how we will do that is by taking all of the elements on the page, including images, texts, whatever we have, opening our document overview, and then selecting all of the items on our page, and then creating a pattern with those items. So this is lesson with quiz, pattern, saving strategy, of course. And so this is going to be a synced pattern. We will add that. So we have our lesson with quiz pattern. You can see everything on my lesson is contained within this pattern block. Let's save our lesson. And then when we go to create a cohort or a copy of our course here, I'm just going to use the cloning mechanism for now. But we might be distributing our course curriculum to businesses, schools, etc. So we'll do the quick edit. So this is School X has purchased our saving strategy course. Then when we publish this, we could make a change to the parent curriculum and it would affect the child curriculum that is here. So we're going through the publish process. We view our course, and then we have lesson with quiz. It should have the same image and content that we have here. Now, if we come into our parent course, the original saving strategy course, and we make an update to the content, it should reflect on our child course as well. So lesson with quiz, if we come in here and we edit the curriculum, now the challenge is that this won't work on quizzes, but it does work for lesson content. So if we edit original, lesson with quiz, this is some new text. So we've updated our lesson. We click that save button. Now everybody in our course should have the new text, even though this is the copy of the course. So we could create 100 copies of our course and then update it in one location, and it would update across all of our instances. So that's how you can use the patterns feature of WordPress alongside LifterLMS, not only to do things like sales page testimonials, but also within lessons to have content update across multiple courses. But this concept can be used in a lot of different ways. So let us know in the comments below what questions you have about LifterLMS, and we'll see you in the next video.